My last memory was the sound of car tires and a bright light. Then everything went dark, and I felt a weird pulling in my stomach. I didn't fall, I just appeared. I was sitting at a shiny wood table, the air smelling like dinner and old stones. The room was loud with talking and plates clattering. I looked up and saw a ceiling that looked like a night sky, and green and silver flags on the walls, slithering. Great. My 30-year-old mind, with all its memories of another life, a life where Harry Potter was just books and movies, was now stuck in the 11-year-old body of Ilara Vance. The sorting hat had just touched my head when it whispered, "Clever, very curious. An old mind in a young head. Ambitious, yes, but in a different way, Slytherin." It was so strange. I was the one who had cried over a made-up character's death, and now I was sharing a room with Pansy Parkinson, knowing everything was amazing and also a huge weight. I knew about Horcruxes, the Deathly Hallows, and the sad ending for Severus Snape. I saw him at the teacher's table, a mean, greasy-haired man, his dark eyes looking at us all like we were dirt. But I didn't just see the teacher who liked to bully students. I saw the heartbroken spy, the brave, nasty smart man who would die alone on a dirty floor, his memories leaking out, asking to look into the eyes of a woman who was long gone. A cold, strong feeling grew in me. I wouldn't just watch, I would save him, not with big flashy acts, but with the quiet, careful ways of Slytherin. I would add a new piece to this story. My first job was to just get by. I learned magic again, my grown-up focus helping me be better with a wand. Though I acted like a normal clumsy first year, I stayed away from Draco Malfoy's friends, acting quiet and bookish. In potions, I was very careful. My draft of the living death was exactly right. Snape stopped by my potion, his usual mean look turning into something more like he was studying me. "Not terrible, Miss Vance," he said quietly. Like it was hard for him to say, 5 points to Slytherin. It was a start. I didn't try to be his friend. That would never work. I tried to show I understood, without words. I never laughed when he made fun of Potter. My homework talked about old books once. When a Gryffindor's potion blew up, I quietly used a spell to stop the mess. A spell I shouldn't have known yet. Snape looked at me a second too long. Things changed in my 3rd year. When the Dementors attacked the train, the cold feeling didn't bring up kid fears, but the sharp memory of my own death in another world. My patroness, a surprise to me too, came out, a silver lynx, smooth and watchful. Dumbledore was interested, but it was Snape who found me in an empty hallway days later. "The lynx likes to be alone. Miss Vance," he said, his voice low. "And your fear?" "It wasn't a child's fear. What are you?" I looked right at him, my heart beating fast. "Someone who knows that sometimes the bravest people have to act like cowards," I said carefully, using words I knew he would one day say, "and that some sadness goes so deep it becomes part of you." He froze. For a scary second, I thought he might attack me. Then, he turned and walked away, his robes flying behind him. After that, we had a strange, quiet agreement. He was even tougher on me in class, but he started leaving hard potion books on a desk, with no note. I read every one. I used what I knew from my old life, but carefully. I sent a secret note to Madame Pomfrey about the basilisk, so they found it faster. I accidentally found the Shrieking Shack, when Sirius Black was there, helping him get away. But my main goal was Snape. I learned a clumsy like my life depended on it. When Voldemort called him, the pain behind his mind walls felt like a wave in the castle. I started making a calming potion and leaving it by his office door. No name, he never said thank you, but the bottles were always gone. The night of the Triwizard Tournament's last task, I made my move. I'd been making a very strong wit, sharpening potion for months. As Cedric and Harry touched the cup, I was already going. I put a bottle in Professor McGonagall's tea, saying, "You look tired, Professor," and sent a secret, urgent note to Snape about trouble in the forest, to get him away from the coming mess. When the news came that Voldemort was back, Dumbledore's talk with Snape was shorter. The headmaster seemed more ready. Snape seemed less broken. My 5th year was the hardest. The occlumency lessons between Snape and Harry were a disaster. I couldn't stop them, but I could help a little. I started happening to need help with my own mind. Protection right after Harry's bad lessons. I would wait outside Snape's office, looking worried. The mind isn't a book you can just open, sir, I said once, as he let me in, his face angry after being with Potter. Some kids don't know the difference between keeping a secret and keeping something private. I was talking about Harry, but also about him. He knew it. During the fight at the ministry, I didn't try to hurt people. I just disarmed them and tied them up. I stopped a Ravenclaw from falling through the scary arch. And when Dumbledore came back with his burned hand, I saw the awful plan in his tired eyes. I saw Snape's face turn to stone. I had one last thing to try. The truth. Well, part of it. I asked to talk to Dumbledore alone. About what I wanted to do after school in his office. I took a deep breath. Headmaster, I sometimes see things like a vision, maybe. I told him I saw a picture, Snape dying from the Dark Lord Snake, his memories lost, his true story dying with him, and the good side losing the war because of it. The spy has to live to see the end, I said, my voice shaking with real fear, or we lose. Dumbledore's happy twinkle was gone. He looked at me over his fingers for a very long time. Visions are tricky, Miss Vance, but it is true. Severus's job is not finished at the expected time. I have heard you. The next year, Dumbledore's death broke the school's heart. I saw the killing from a hiding place, crying for both the headmaster and the killer. Snape ran away, looking more like a ghost than a man. When the Carrolls were in charge, I became a shadow in Slytherin. I used what I knew to help students avoid trouble, to give wrong directions. I made gallons of healing potions for the Room of Requirement. The last battle exploded. I fought my way to the Shrieking Shack, scared to death. I was too late to stop the attack, but not too late to help after. As Voldemort and his snake left, thinking Snape was dead, I ran in. He was lying in his own blood, his neck ripped open. His dark eyes were open, seeing nothing. Vulnera Senator, I yelled, using Snape's own healing spell with all my strength, the magic pouring out of me like silver water. I forced every blood, replenishing potion, every healing cream I had down his throat, pushing on his neck to make him swallow. I was crying on his face. Live, you difficult, amazing man, for her, for you live. His body shook. The terrible wounds started to close, slowly, painfully. It wasn't perfect. A bad, rough scar was left. But he wouldn't die, as the battle sounds changed, telling us Harry had won. I used magic to float Snape's sleeping body and hid us in an old secret tunnel. The war was over. Harry Potter told everyone about Severus Snape's bravery. They gave him a top medal after he died. But he wasn't dead. When Snape woke up, weak and furious. In a safe place I had ready, our first talk was a fight. You stupid girl, you ruined it all. I saved it all, I yelled back. You dying only made Harry feel worse. You living makes things right. Everyone knows the truth now. You are free. It took years of him being bitter and angry that he didn't get to die a good death. But slowly, the man who lived for a memory started, bit by bit, to live for now. They cleared his name. He stayed out of sight. But finally took a quiet job researching potions. I became a famous healer at St. Mungo's, helping people with magic injuries. We never became normal friends, but we understood each other. We were two people who knew about darkness. One fall night, 10 years after the war, an owl came to my little house. The note had no name, just one line in thin, spiky writing. The link still sees what others don't. I owe you, though I didn't want to. With it was an old copy of Advanced Potion Making inside. In the same handwriting as the Half-Blood Prince's book were notes fixing the book's mistakes. And one new note, just for me. For Evie Faye, I still think this was a bad idea. Face as I smiled, touching the letters. The piece I had added was strong. It wasn't a perfect, happy story, but it was a full one. And for Severus Snape, a full story with more life to live was a good enough ending.
Liking, following, and sharing can make the Anchor update faster.